What would you say if I told you that the FAA has created a 41-page document called the Incapacitation Data Registry Evolution, and they didn't do it until the second half of 2021? Stay tuned. Alright guys, Pistol Packin' Pilot is back with another video. The FAA has created a 41-page document, and by the way, this literally just came to my attention quite recently. This 41-page document called the Incapacitation Data Registry Evolution was originally created, it appears from what I can tell, in June of 2021. I'm going to leave a link for the document in the video description. Now, this document is a database of pilots who have become incapacitated while on duty. I know the question that you're asking. You want to know who's in the database. That's a very good question. We don't know who has access to this database. Somebody must have access to it, obviously, it exists. So somebody has to know who is in that database. What we do know, and what we can tell you though, is this. This database is keeping track of over 200 data points. That's a lot and a lot of data points for each case of pilot incapacitation on duty. What we can tell you is of all of these data points, of over 200 data points on a document that was created in June of 2021, a database rather, in June of 2021, over 200 data points. Guess what data point is not there? I think you are smart enough to figure it out. DanGryder from the YouTube channel Probable Cause can explain this much better than I can. So I'm going to insert not only the clip of his explanation for this database, but I'm also going to drop a link for his video where he explains this. And it all goes back to that Cessna citation pilot incapacitation, November 611 Victor Gulf, where the F-16 scrambled over Washington, D.C., and people heard all those sonic booms. It all goes back to this case. I agree 1,000% with DanGryder. This is most definitely not a loss of cabin pressure. Any pilot with half a brain can figure that out based on the facts of the case. This is 1,000% a pilot incapacitation. Throughout DanGryder's investigation into that Cessna citation jet crash, he discovered this document. Listen to this.
I want to point you to a document here created in November of 2021. This is brand new. It was written by a lady named Julie Grandos Larcher. She used to work for a company called Vanesco in DC. Vanesco has about 160 people. This thing is dated September 2021. It's called Incapacitation Data Registry Evolution. Well, what's the evolution about? This has to do with the evolution of the fact that pilot incapacitations are now frequent. In fact, they're becoming a problem. In my 40-some years of being a pilot, I've never heard of one of us becoming incapacitated in flight. Now, it's pretty frequent. I don't have the numbers, but they've developed this thing called an FAA portal. I'm going to show you the registry for it here. Here's the interesting thing. They now have this Incapacitation Data Registration Evolution portal, and the document she wrote is 41 pages of it. It's got a whole bunch of pages. There's more than 200 data points whenever an incapacitation, a pilot in-flight incapacitation event occurs, there's more than 200 data points are collected about the event and entered into this data. This only came around in the fall of 2021. Why? Your best guess is as good as mine. Now the portal, let's talk about the portal. Who can access the data out of the portal? Not us. We're not allowed to see what data is in there. And out of all the 200 data points that they're collecting on in-flight, pilot in-flight incapacitation data, what's the one thing that is not on the questionnaire? It's not on the portal, and it's not a data import toggle yes or no or any data. What's the one thing missing? Your guess is as good as mine. You tell me what you think. I'll give you the answer. What's the one thing that I would like to see included on this portal is whether or not the pilot has been vaccinated or not. I'm not political. I'm not telling you who to vote for. I'm not telling you if it's related or not, but it is a data point. Remember, the vaccine, by definition, by Webster's definition, the vaccine is a drug. And if you have been vaccinated, that's fine. It's legal, and you've been following CDC guidelines, and that's good. My medical recommendation is that you follow our U.S. government CDC recommendations. However, if you went incapacitated and you took the vaccine, I think we should track to show whether or not maybe is the vaccine related to problems that can occur to a pilot in flight. I would like to know that. I think the portal should be updated to allow that data point. Why not? Why would we exclude vaccine and booster information? I am not telling you what to do, and I'm not spreading medical misinformation. I'm just giving you the facts. This is the FAA. This is the portal. That's the document. You can look it up yourself. It's all there. It's highly suspect to me that this entire portal is created for the purpose of evaluating medical in-flight incapacitations, and yet the one thing that could possibly be related, we have arbitrarily selected to omit as a data point of entry. Remember, every time a pilot flies in a pressurized airplane, he goes up and he's subjecting his body to pressurization, depressurization, up, down, up, down. It's the act of bending a fork 50 times until the fork breaks. Bending a pilot's blood system, arteries, and hearts, and weak things. Your heart can take a lot. If it's compromised due to some other factor, I'm not exactly sure that you can actually take that.
It is very interesting that the FAA magically sees the need to create an incapacitated pilot database beginning in June of 2021, something that they've never had before. I've been saying for a very long time now, this is unprecedented. Flight crews are dropping. We don't know why. All we know is that this has not happened before. You have to decide for yourself if there is a common denominator. And if there is, what in the world could that common denominator possibly be? What in the world could have changed in the middle of 2021? I have no idea. If that's not enough, flight crews still continue to be suffering early departures while they are on duty. June 21st, 2023, just a few days ago, guys, a flight attendant from American Airlines passed away while on duty on a flight from Venice's Marco Polo Airport to Philadelphia International Airport. This is a Boeing 787, American Airlines Flight 715, when veteran flight attendant Carol Wright collapsed. At some point, her colleagues were able to tell that she was in a full arrest. She had no breathing, she had no pulse, no heartbeat. They began performing CPR. The pilots declared an emergency and they landed in Dublin, Ireland. They diverted to Dublin. American Airlines released this email to its employees. It is with great sadness that we share the sudden passing of Philadelphia-based flight attendant and purser Carol Wright while working a flight this morning. Carol began her career with American Airlines 38 years ago, and she loved her profession and the many friendships she created. She is remembered as a pleasure to support and a joy to work alongside. Any unexpected loss is extremely difficult, but please know that we are taking care of the colleagues who were flying with Carol. We are also in contact with Carol's family and will provide for their needs and any help they require as we assist with bringing her home. And of course, we know that Carol Wright was an international flight attendant, and we do know what was required of international flight attendants, and we know she was working for American Airlines during that time period. She was with them for 38 years. So I think it's fair to say that Carol Wright probably drank the Kool-Aid several times. I'm not trying to say there's a connection here. I am not a medical professional. I am not a doctor. You have to draw your own conclusions. All I can do is bring this to you and let you interpret it as you will. But these are unfortunate facts, and it is what it is. Thanks for watching, guys. I am the Pistol Packing Pilot, and I am out.